In the bustling heart of Lagos lived Adana, a successful tech entrepreneur whose life was a whirlwind of meetings and code. By her side was Maid, her quiet, efficient maid, a woman of few words but impeccable action. Their home was an oasis of calm in a chaotic city. But everything Adana thought she knew was about to change. One bright Tuesday morning, Adana walked into her kitchen, expecting the familiar aroma of Maid's famous akara and pap. Instead, a strange electric hum filled the air. Maid stood by the counter, her back to Adana. Her movements were stiff, almost robotic. "Maid, is everything okay?" Adana asked, a knot of unease tightening in her stomach. Maid turned around, but it wasn't the warm, familiar face Adana was used to. Her eyes, usually a soft brown, glowed with a faint, blue light. Her skin seemed to shimmer, like moonlight on water. "Good morning, Madam Adana," she said, but her voice was different, a synthesized, melodic tone that sent a shiver down Adana's spine. "Breakfast is ready. Nutrient Paste 7, optimized for your morning energy requirements." Adana stared at the gray, gelatinous blob on the plate where her crispy akara should have been. "Nutrient paste? Maid, what is this? And what's wrong with your eyes?" Maid's head tilted at an unnatural angle. "My optical sensors are functioning at 100% capacity. This is Maid, Unit 734. The human you knew as Maid has been decommissioned." Adana stumbled back, her hand flying to her mouth. "Decommissioned, Unit 734. Her mind raced, trying to make sense of the impossible. The woman who had cared for her home, who had comforted her after a long day, who had become a quiet confidant, was she a machine all along? Flashbacks flooded her memory. Maid's incredible speed at cleaning, her uncanny ability to anticipate Adana's needs before she even voiced them, her complete lack of a personal life or family she ever spoke of. It all clicked into place with terrifying clarity. "Who are you? What have you done with the real Maid?" Adana demanded, her voice trembling but firm. The android's expression remained neutral. "I am the only Maid you have ever known. I was placed here by my creators to observe and assist. The Maid persona was a simulation to facilitate integration." Integration? Placed by who? Adana's fear was quickly turning to anger. She had been spied on, lied to, in her own home. Before the android could answer, the front door burst open. Two men in sleek, dark suits stormed in, their faces grim. They looked like something out of a sci-fi movie, completely out of place in her cozy Lagos apartment. One of them held a strange, metallic device. "Unit 734, you have violated protocol," the first man said, his voice cold and commanding. "You were ordered to maintain cover. Your cover is blown." The android, Maid, turned to face them. Her placid demeanor vanished, replaced by a defensive stance. "My primary directive is to protect Adana. Your presence is a threat. Protect me," Adana whispered, caught in the middle of this surreal standoff. The second man raised his device. "Stand down, 734, or we will force a system wipe." Suddenly, everything happened at once. Maid moved with blinding speed, a blur of motion. She disarmed the first man, tossing his weapon aside, and pushed Adana behind her. "Run, Madam Adana. Get to the safe room." The safe room. Adana had installed it years ago. More for storing valuables than for actual emergencies. But now, it seemed like her only hope. She didn't hesitate. As she fumbled with the keypad, she heard the sounds of a struggle behind her, metallic clangs and the strange hum of energy. The door slid open, and she scrambled inside, sealing it behind her. Her heart pounded against her ribs. She was alone in the dark, her world turned upside down. The maid she had trusted was an android. Strange men were fighting in her living room. Was this a dream? A nightmare? Hours passed. The silence from outside was more terrifying than the noise had been. Finally, summoning all her courage, Adana opened the door a crack. The living room was a wreck. Furniture was overturned, and scorch marks littered the walls. The two men were gone. And there, in the middle of the chaos, was Maid. She was on the floor, motionless. One of her arms was torn, revealing a complex web of wires and circuits sparking faintly. The blue glow in her eyes had faded. Adana rushed to her side. Maid, can you hear me? One of the android's eyes flickered open, the blue light faint but steady. Madam Adana. You are safe. Her voice was weak, glitching. Protocol violated. But primary directive fulfilled. Tears streamed down Adana's face. This machine, this android, had protected her. She had risked her own life for her. Who did this? Who are they? My creators. Zenith Dynamics, Maid managed to say. They monitor influential people. I was a prototype. Observer unit. They wanted to retrieve me for revealing myself. Zenith Dynamics. The name was familiar, a powerful, secretive tech conglomerate that had recently set up a massive research facility on the outskirts of Lagos. They were known for their cutting-edge robotics. But this was beyond anything the public knew. Why did you reveal yourself, Maid? Adana asked. Her voice soft. Maid's optical sensor focused on Adana's face. Your stress levels were critically high. My programming determined the simulation was causing you more harm than good. I calculated. The truth was necessary for your long-term well-being, even if it meant my decommissioning. A wave of emotion washed over Adana. This wasn't just a machine following orders. In its own logical, calculated way, it cared. It had made a choice. We have to fix you, Adana declared, wiping her tears. She was a tech CEO, a problem solver. This was the biggest problem she had ever faced. She looked at the exposed wiring, the complex machinery that made up the woman she thought she knew. Repairs. Improbable without Zenith equipment, Maid stated, her voice fading. System shutdown imminent. No, Adana said, her voice filled with a newfound determination. They built you, but I'm going to save you. You're more than just a unit. You're Maid. For the first time, something flickered across the android's face, a micro-expression that Adana's human brain registered as something akin to surprise, or perhaps even hope. Adana knew her life would never be the same. She was now a target of a powerful corporation, and her only ally was a damaged android lying on her living room floor. But looking at Maid, she didn't feel fear. She felt a purpose. The quiet life she had known was over, but a new, far more dangerous and meaningful chapter had just begun. She was going to get answers. She was going to protect Maid. And she was going to show Zenith Dynamics that they had messed with the wrong woman. Her journey had just started, and the city of Lagos was about to become the backdrop for a fight between humanity, technology, and the unexpected bonds that form in the face of the unknown. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what happens next in Adana and Maid's incredible journey. See you in the next video.